Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flick Show. My name is Chris Wong. Today was Cinemacon Warner Brothers panel. It came out. It came and went. Just an hour and about hour 45 minutes. And no, there was nothing about the Snyder Cut. I'm sorry. I mean, there was nothing about that at all. The lineup that they had for DC films is pretty much what we know now. It's Aquaman, Shazam, Wonder Woman 2. That's it. Yeah. Unfortunately, that was it. But to be fair, though, this is Cinemacon. This is an event for movie theaters. This is where they sell their products to the movie theaters, movies that they're going to be shown in movie theaters. A product like a Snyder Cut, a Justice League Snyder Cut, wouldn't be in the movie theaters, or maybe it'll be for like one day. But it's not something that they would necessarily be shown to the movie theaters. Movie theaters want to make money. They want to make money off of your movies. They want to know that your movies are good enough so that in our theater. So that's what this event is. So if there's a Snyder, anything at all publicly announced for a Snyder Cut, our last chance, probably our last real big chance, is going to be at San Diego Comic-Con. So my faith is still up there. I'm still holding on that there will be something soon. But right now, this is the slate. This is what we got. DC Films is really just Shazam, Aquaman first, and then Wonder Woman 2. So that's what we have, along with a slew of, Fantastic Beast, Teen Titans Go. They had something for the Meg, all these other films. The current films on a slate being produced right now, about to show this year. So that's what they were going to promote. They want these movies that are this year, So that's what Cinemacon is kind of about. So I wasn't too surprised, even though the back of I got the tinfoil hat ready and everything. Yeah, it didn't go, but there may be something. San Diego Comic-Cons will be the next big bet, right? So anyway, but moving on to the future movies of the DC films, and that is Shazam. Aquaman. I keep forgetting. Aquaman first, Shazam, and then Wonder Woman 2. Let's start with Shazam and Wonder Woman 2. First of all, Wonder Woman 2. Patty Jenkins did confirm that it is going to be in the 80s. Yes, it's going to be in the 80s. We all kind of know that. I thought that was already official, but I guess this is now being official. Being in the 80s, yeah, probably that Cold War story. And I think nothing big there. But you know how people have been saying, like, is she gone for 100 years? Then why is there a Wonder Woman 2 in the 80s? Like, doesn't just jump from Wonder Woman 1 and she disappears all the way up to, Justice League or Batman v Superman, rather? And I'm thinking, well, it'd be fine, I think, because in the 80s, if they're talking about like Cold War stuff, there's the CIA, there's the KGB, there's some really black ops stuff going around. And maybe she was just doing a secret mission. She wasn't actually putting herself out there like how she is in Justice League, right? Out there like how she did in Batman v Superman. She was still secretive. She was still being like, maybe she's on an operative mission, but she's doing it as a personal thing for her. Maybe they brought her and they found her, and there's a picture of Steve Trevor, so she has to go and wondering what that's about. So she goes to Mother Russia. All these things could possibly be in that movie. It's a secret operation, and then that's why she's not actually out in the open. That's not that type of superhero story. Think of it's maybe more of an undercover type story, a secret operation type story, James Bond, if you will. So I think that would be really a change in pace for this, and it would be quite interesting to see how that plays out. So I'm at it. I'm for it. I like time period movies, especially when they mix it in with superhero type stuff. So I'm all there for it. So that's for Wonder Woman 2. Now Shazam, they didn't show much either. They showed some behind the scenes stuff, things that we've probably already seen. They actually had Doctor Sivana do a power, like a force push. So that's some of that. David F. Sandberg also revealed that it's more of a family type superhero, superhero meets big kind of type movie. And some people took that as, oh, that's the way they're going to do. They're going to be family friendly DC now. And I don't think so. I think it's just Shazam. I think Shazam has to be that way for the type of material it is, the content that it's providing. It's kids turning into superheroes. How can you make that rated R? Okay, I know there's a PG-13 and the hard R probably of It coming out, Stranger Things. I know, I get it. So there's that type of movie, but this is not a horror movie. This is a superhero movie, and it's always going to be lighthearted. So I don't see anything wrong with that. I think in every universe there is there is ways to make movies dark and movies light and funny and not so funny. There's always room for all types, and as long as they find that good balance between the two, I'm totally fine with that. That's cool. I am excited to watch Shazam, Captain Marvel, whatever you want to call it. It's Shazam, by the way. But I wonder if I still don't know if he's going to be called Captain Marvel in the movie or Shazam. Oh, anyway. But I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully, my man Henry Cavill will show up as Superman. That is my biggest hope for that movie. I know I'm very biased because I'm a huge Superman fan. So, out of all the DC films, heroes anyway. So, anyway, that was really cool. It's very short and sweet, so that's what's that. Now, Aquaman was the one that I was really looking forward to because they were bringing a whole bunch of cast. Everybody was there. You got Yaya, you got Amber, you got, of course, Jason Momoa, James Wan was there, Patrick Wilson. So the pretty much the main cast was all there, and then they actually did show something. Now, James Wan didn't want to show it because he felt it wasn't ready, and it's kind of a bummer that we weren't getting a trailer today, or not a teaser or anything, but we get a description of trailer. But I gotta hand it to James Wan for being that perfectionist. He's not just gonna say that's good enough and get it out there. Oh, look, they forgot to CGI out Jason Momoa's mustache. So I know. I'm so happy that he's actually a perfectionist in that route. And yes, Warner Brothers did make him show it. And I think that's really a business sense because they really want the theaters to be confident in the DC Films universe. So they want them to show them some great stuff. And apparently, even though it wasn't finished, it was some great stuff. Okay. I'm going to read to you basically the summary of what happened in that trailer. Here it is. There's a quote. "I can't believe you're finally here," someone says. The camera dives into the water. A ship soars through the water. A gladiator match seems to be coming. The ship enters Atlantis with several ships ferrying in and out. The Ocean Master, Patrick Wilson, stands in the Colosseum rallying the crowd against his brother who will challenge him for the throne. Arthur trains on the beach. He's younger and catches the quindent with his bare hands just before his face. He lifts a submarine from the water. He kicks ass inside the sub. Above the water, he tells Mara he's a blunt. This is his blood instrument, but I know he's a blunt instrument, and he's damn good at it. Mara begs Arthur to help, go and save millions of people. Oh, wait. To help so millions of people don't die. Oh, okay. Water crashes on land. William Dafoe's character, what was his name, Volko, tells him to go deeper to discover his Atlantean instincts before being revealed in a leathery black costume. Black Manta looks ripped from a comic with glowing red eyes, so he must have that giant, huge head with the red eyes. They didn't stray from that. Awesome. A war between an army on foot underwater and men riding sharks ensues. The Ocean Master promises to bring the wrath of seven seas. Now, his total quote here, and I could totally hear Patrick Wilson say this: "The war is coming to the surface, and I am bringing the wrath of the seven seas with me." That was a terrible line from my mouth, but I'm sure Patrick Wilson can truly deliver an amazing villain. And I can't wait to say, I wish I saw this. I'm expecting San Diego Comic-Con to be spectacular. And there's some saying that there could be a trailer before then, a teaser before then a full trailer at San Diego Comic-Con. I don't know. That'd be quite something if that actually happens. But people are saying it's epic. It looks awesome. There's some big fights. It looks like Star Wars underwater. And I mean, I'm excited because there's not many movies that I can think of where there's like an underwater, a truly underwater film, science fiction underwater. There's been things in space, there's been things in like post-apocalyptic deserts. You know, there's been futuristic cities like Blade Runner and stuff like that, but nothing like completely under the whole movie, completely, well, not completely, but mostly setting is underwater. And so this is going to be a new thing. This would actually make it forward for Marvel to look at it and says, you know what, I think we can do a Namor. Is that how you spell it? I don't know how you say his name. Now Namor, but you know, the Marvel's version of the Atlantis. You know, they could pave its way for them to, oh yeah, you know, let's do that. You know, so this could be awesome. I can't wait to see the effects of this thing. I want to see how they talk. I don't know if it's going to be the bubble thing or not. I think he said it wasn't going to be that. So James Wan, rather. So I'm really excited for Aquaman. This is going to be truly something really different from anything we've ever seen in the cinematic universe of any film. A movie entirely in the water is not just a small scene that's from Phantom Menace where was it Naboo or something? So I'm really excited to see this, what that really looks like. The CG on that must be crazy. The monsters in that must be crazy. The sea monsters in that must be incredibly nuts. So that is exciting, and it looks like the cast was incredibly excited to do it, incredibly excited for the film. Of course, Jason is so confident, very confident himself as well. So I like that confidence. I like that energy. And so it just really makes you hype for the movie. At least we could have saw something, you know. I really wish they could have revealed maybe Black Manta or something, his costume and stuff. But you know what? Well, I'll take it. I think what's happening in here, as to close this out, that was pretty much it for us DC films at Cinemacon. I mean, they had Teen Titans Go and other stuff too, but I think what I took from here is that Toby Emmerich was announced this whole thing, and then Will Arnett did the host for it. But Toby Emmerich had come out to do this. Now, I'm not sure what Walter Hamada's role is in all these three movies. I believe that he's letting these three movies be production, and he's working in the background somewhere on the other slate, on the big slate itself, which will probably maybe revealed at San Diego Comic-Con, hopefully. I feel that he's looking back and he's letting these three go because they're already in production. He's not going to do anything with them, but he's working on the continuation, possibly the Birds of Prey, possibly New Gods, things like that. Possibly he's probably named part of the Batman too, maybe the Superman. Maybe they're making something. They're just letting this go as because these movies are coming out and Aquaman is coming out, so they're putting more attention to that for Cinemacon. So I still think Walter Hamada is still doing something in the background for his slate, you know, away from these three movies, his own slate, whatever version of that is. Now, what's interesting is that in this movie, in Aquaman, James Wan did mention his characteristics of himself as being a drunkard and stuff like that, which is a little bit on the more towards the Justice League. So they don't mention Justice League at all, but we know from watching Justice League that he was like that. Although rumor has it that the Snyder Cut, he was more of a drunkard, more of an a-hole, I guess you'd say. So maybe it's interesting to see that, because you get to see him one way as a kind of like a dirty, dark, drunk guy, and then that type of character, maybe not very jokey like how he was in Justice League, but maybe more along the lines of how his character was in the Snyder Cut. So some say that because of that, I think Kenny, you told me that because he is still apparently that type of character in this movie, that maybe it's possible that we be watching the Snyder Cut before Aquaman comes out and capturing that Aquaman character from the Snyder Cut rather than the Joss Whedon cut, so that it connects and flows better with the Aquaman we're going to see in December? I don't know. I don't know. That's some more tinfoil hat stuff. I understand, but it makes sense. But they might just breeze over that. We don't know. So we'll see. And we will see what type of how this DC films we're gonna go from Aquaman, after Aquaman, see how the people are connecting to it, see how the audience is connected, see how we are connecting to it, and move forward from there. I still want the Snyder Cut, so hopefully there will be some type of news. Some say our last chance will be San Diego Comic-Con, but you know what? Like I said, we never got the Donner Cut for 20 years. Not that I want to wait 20 years. 5? 1? I don't know. Well, whatever. But anyway, keep the hope and faith alive, and DC Films is still going strong. There's still a lot of faith in it, still a lot of hope in it, and we'll continue to see what happens from here on forward. All right, guys, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.